welcome you to my second class. You in my second class. Dear class, in my previous class, I elaborately discussed about the mass distribution in first paper English. And today, I fix up the topic, the technique of answering question number 1A, that is MCQ question. Dear learners, I invited you, I encouraged you, I requested you in my previous class that you should buy the textbook first. Before going to discuss the technique of answering question, that is question number 1A MCQ, I would like to make you understand about some outlines, that you have to go through the text line by line, word by word. You know, 3 passages will be set up by the question setters, and from the first passage this question will be set. You know why the question is set, the question setter will set the question. You remember, you must know that only to judge, only to test your capability about the understanding power of the passage, whether you understand the passage or not, to judge your capability to understand the passage, to have the clear conception about the passage, about the word meanings, and your capability of scanning, skimming, and understanding or gauging the meaning of the words. So this is the mission and vision of setting the questions. Now I would like to give you an example from your textbook. Most probably, please open your textbook of people or institution making history. People or institutions making history. You know, some of the people are remarkable, renowned. Their role will be remembered till the last days of the world. They are supermen. So today I would like to read out a passage from this unit about Nelson Mandela, a legend, you know. And imagine that this passage is set in the question paper, right? And question, MCQ question or question number 1A will be set from the text. First of all, I would like to read out the text first. Nelson Mandela guided South Africa from the shackles of apartheid to a multiracial democracy as an icon of peace and reconciliation, who came to embody the struggle for justice around the world. Most probably you have understood the meaning of the text. That is, you know Nelson Mandela, an icon, a legend figure of South Africa, and he has become the famous of the world for his playing role. Nelson Mandela guided South Africa from the shackles of apartheid means Nelson Mandela lead করেন দক্ষিণ আফ্রিকাকে বর্ণ বিদ্বেষ থেকে বহু গোত্রীয় গণতান্ত্রিক প্রথায় ফিরিয়ে আনার সংগ্রামে তিনি নেতৃত্ব দেন। অ্যাজ অ্যান আইকন অফ পিচ, তিনি শান্তির বার্তাবাহক, শান্তির মূর্ত প্রতীক, অ্যান্ড রিকনসিলিয়েশন, শান্তি এবং সমন্বয়ের মূর্ত প্রতীক who came to embody struggle for justice and around the world, যিনি পৃথিবীতে ন্যায় বিচার প্রতিষ্ঠা সংগ্রামের একটি মূর্ত প্রতীক দাঁড় করার চেষ্টা করেছিলেন। Imprisoned for nearly 3 decades for his fight against white minority rule, Mandela never lost his resolve to fight for his people's emancipation. প্রায় 3 দশক, around 30 years, তিনি জেলখানায় আবদ্ধ ছিলেন, ইমপ্রিজন ছিলেন। তারপরেও তিনি কখনো এই আন্দোলন থেকে, জনগণের মুক্তির এই সংগ্রাম থেকে কখনো বিরত হননি। He was determined to bring down apartheid while avoiding a civil war. তিনি গৃহযুদ্ধকে এড়িয়ে কিভাবে বর্ণ বৈষম্যমূলক, জাতিগত বর্ণ বৈষম্যমূলক এই বিভেদকে সরিয়ে কিভাবে বহুতান্ত্রিক গণতন্ত্র, বহু গোত্রীয় গণতন্ত্র প্রতিষ্ঠা করা যায় সে ব্যাপারে দৃঢ় প্রতিজ্ঞ ছিলেন। His prestige and charisma helped him win the support of the world. তার খ্যাতি এবং তার ব্যক্তিগত দক্ষতা পৃথিবীর সমর্থন লাভে তাকে সহযোগিতা করেছিল। I hate race discrimination most intensely and in all its manifestations. I have fought it all during my life. I will fight it now and will do so until the end of my days, Mandela said in his acceptance speech on becoming South Africa's first black president in 1994. Dear learners, you most probably you understand that তিনি 1994 সালে প্রথম কৃষ্ণাঙ্গ প্রেসিডেন্ট নির্বাচিত হন দক্ষিণ আফ্রিকা। এই পদে আসীন হয়ে তিনি তার বক্তৃতায়, প্রথম বক্তৃতায় বলেছিলেন, আই হেট রেস ডিসক্রিমিনেশন, আমি জাতিগত বৈষম্যকে ঘৃণা করি সর্বতোভাবে। আই হ্যাভ ফট ইট অল ডিউরিং মাই লাইফ, এর বিরুদ্ধে আমি সংগ্রাম করেছি আজীবন। আই উইল ফট ইট নাও, আমি এখনও এর বিরুদ্ধে সংগ্রাম করব। অ্যান্ড উইল ডু সো আনটিল দি এন্ড অফ মাই ডেজ, এবং আমার জীবনের শেষ পর্যন্ত এই বিষয়ে আমি সংগ্রাম করতেই থাকব। The time for the healing of the wounds has come. The time for the healing of the wounds has come. এখন সেই ক্ষত সারানোর সময় আমাদের এসেছে। The moment to breach the chasm that divides us has come. সময় এসেছে যে শূন্যতা আমাদের মধ্যে বিভেদ সৃষ্টি করেছিল তা দূরীভূত করার জন্য। So this is the small passage. I quote some of the first para from the text, and now I would like to present you some sample questions. Please look at the whiteboard and try to understand. That question will be said in this way, that choose the correct answer from the alternatives. Each question will carry 1 mark. And once again I would like to remind you that this question only set to test your capability, whether you know the word meaning, you know the text, you understand the text, or your analyzing power, your scanning power, your skinning power, your understanding power, your comprehensive power. So the text should read out, or the text should read from first to finish, from first word to last word. You should go through the text line by line, word by word. If you find any unknown words, you please take help from the dictionaries or another books, or if you go through the mail, that is internet, you will have a lot of word meanings. You will have vocabulary, series of vocabularies, and please take the help from internet. Dear learners, please let us start our sample questions first. From my reading text, you see that Nelson Mandela is considered as A, and the next part must be faced by the learners. Your duty is to complete the sentence, taking an option from the 4 options. So each questions will have 4 alternatives. Which will be the correct or the closest meaning of the question? You have to choose it and answer the question. Symbol of distraction. You know distractions, dhongso. Sudran, Nelson Mandela, dhongsen protik noy. So this is not acceptable. Emblem of peace and harmony, you may consider it. Icon of love, you may consider it. Or epitome of democracy. Out of 4 alternatives, if you ask what will be the correct answer from the 4 alternatives, most probably you from your reading text, you have the idea that he was the noble person, he is the noble person, he will be the noble person in the minds of the world people. This is why emblem of peace and harmony will be the correct option. And how to write it in the answer script? You please put it on the blank option. Question number A, Nelson Mandela is considered as a emblem of peace. So this portion, you take this portion and please put it in the gap. So it will be the correct answer. Never try to copy from the text. Please try to understand the meaning of the words. The questions will be said only to judge your or to test your understanding power. I repeat it once again. Question number B, next question. What does the word guide in the passage refer to? Refer to means bolte bujhai. From this passage, what do you understand? The very word guide. To understand it, so you please go through the text correctly. If you find any unknown words, you should take help. Before understanding the word meaning, you should not give up your study. So, I would like to draw your attention that every word should be understood, right? So, what does the word guide in the passage refer to? 4 alternatives: indicate, dictate, lead, and beckon. You know that he struggled during his life, during his whole life, to bring down the peace and reconciliation of the world people, to bring the justice of world people showing his country's example, right? So indicate is not applicable here. Dictate is not applicable here. He was the leader of what? He was the leader of South Africa, only to brush off or drive away the shackles of apartheid and to bring multi-racial democracy. So he was the leader. So lead is appropriate here. Do you understand? Lead is appropriate here. And let us discuss the next question. Question number C. He was kept in chain or jail for you see here that he was imprisoned for nearly 3 decades. 1 decade is 10 years, 2 decades is 20 years, 3 decades is 30 years. So nearly 30 years, most probably 29 years or 27 years he was imprisoned for his struggle. So what will be the correct answer? From the passage you have nearly 30 decades. So 20 years is not applicable. About 30 years you may consider. More than 30 years not considerable. 25 years is not applicable. So as the passage says, he was in prison for nearly 3 decades. 3 decades means 30 years. So this is the correct answer. Right? Now the next question of question number 1A, D. What does the word shackles in the passage refer to? So you understand that you must learn, you must know the word meaning of the passage. This is very important. So you must enrich your vocabularies from the text. Textual vocabularies are very, very important to answer the question. If you know the word meaning, if you have stock of words, a lot of stock of words, this question will be very easy to you to answer the question. And each question carry 1 mark, you know. So this is a very easy option for you. Don't worry to answer the question. Please let us question number D. What does the word shackles? So from the passage you have the word the guide and the word shackles. Then the word chain or jail refer to बोलते बुझाए, refer to बोलते बुझाए अथवा means बोलते की बुझाए. So the word meaning is very important. You know that. What does the word shackles? Shackles বন্ধন, you know, আমরা গ্রামে ব্যবহার করি শিকল পরায় দিই, shackles. এই বন্ধন কিসের বন্ধনে আবদ্ধ ছিল? সেখানে হোয়াইট মাইনরিটির রুল চলছিল সাউথ আফ্রিকাতে, যেখানে ব্ল্যাক পিপলরা তাদের রাইটস, অল সর্টস অফ রাইটস তারা এক্সারসাইজ করতে পারতেন না। দে had no scope to exercise their human rights. This is why Nelson Mandela was trying to bring down a system where the multiracial people will get a scope to rule the country. This was his mission. So, this very word shackles in the passage refer to shackles. এই শব্দ বলতে কি বোঝায়? আমরা এখানে দেখি ring, fetters, prison and bar. What should be the correct answer? সেগুলো আবদ্ধ রাখা। So here the fetters, this very word is appropriate or correct word to complete. Dear class, in this way you will have question number 1A E. Question number E. In my next class, if I have some scope, I will try to make you understand how will you face the question, how will you write the question in your answer script. So, most probably you understand that to face the questions or to answer the questions, you must have clear conception about the passages. You know, 3 passages will be set in the question paper by the question setters only to judge, only to test your capability, whether you understand, whether you have gone through the text or not, only to test it. So you must go through the text one by one, word by word. You must understand the words. In my next class, I will try to make you understand the technique of answering question number 1B. That is short questions. From the reading text, some 5 questions will be said there. Now, how will you answer it? This portion or techniques will be given in my next class. Until then, I pray for you that you keep healthy, safe in the period of COVID-19 pandemic. So you should not work here and there. You should read and try to